He was an ex-soldier who had just discovered a gold mine. However, something strange happened. After his encounter with the strange being, he was teleported to another planet where he discovered he now has superpowers. Then, among the strange inhabitants of the new planet, he finds that there's a woman.
She's a human.
Now, he has to fight for his life and that of the people of the planet. Welcome back to Favorite Recaps. Please subscribe to the channel and leave a comment on the video. The movie begins on a strange planet called Barsoom, which is home to three main kingdoms: Helium, Zodanga, and the Tharks. Helium and Zodanga have been at war for centuries, with no signs of peace. In the opening scene, we see the armies of Helium, clad in blue capes, battle the Zodangan forces wearing red. During this battle, the Zodangan general, Sabthan, is visited by three mysterious figures who identify themselves as Therns, messengers of the gods. The leader of the Therns, Matai Shang, gives Sabthan a powerful blue weapon, claiming that he has been chosen by the goddess to wield it. The Therns possess a mysterious energy source called the Ninth Ray, which makes them stronger than any other beings on Barsoom. They align with Zodanga, thereby giving them an advantage in the ongoing war. The story then shifts to Earth in 1881, where Edgar, a young man, is summoned to New York City by his wealthy uncle, John Carter. When Edgar arrives, he is met by John's butler, who takes him to the family estate. There, Edgar learns from John's lawyer that his uncle has died unexpectedly. However, John has left his vast fortune to Edgar, but there's a strange detail. The door to John's mausoleum can only be opened from the inside. As the lawyer departs, he hands Edgar John's personal diary, which is meant for his eyes alone. As Edgar begins reading, he is taken into the extraordinary tale of his uncle's adventures. John's story starts in Arizona after the American Civil War, where he is a former Confederate Army captain searching for gold in remote caves. He is approached by Powell, a Union colonel, who wants him to join the U.S. cavalry to help fight the Apache. John, however, is tired of war and refuses. After several failed escape attempts, John finally manages to flee after stealing Powell's horse. As he rides away, he encounters a band of Apache warriors. Soon, a fight breaks out, and during the chaos, John and the injured Powell take cover in a cave. Inside, John discovers that the cave is filled with gold, but before he can explore further, a mysterious man appears. This man is a Thern. A blue knife immediately appears on his hand as he tries to attack John. However, after they tussled for a while, John managed to shoot him. As the Thern dies, he mutters the word Barsoom while holding a strange medallion. John picks up the medallion, repeats the word, and is suddenly engulfed in a bright blue light. When John regains consciousness, he finds himself in a vast, unfamiliar desert. Struggling to walk, he realizes that the planet's gravity allows him to leap incredible distances. As he explores this new environment, he stumbles upon a group of large, green-skinned creatures with 6 limbs, known as Tharks. Soon, their leader, Tars Tarkas, captures John and takes him to their city. John, who is still confused and disoriented, tells them that he was John Carter from Virginia, but the Tharks mistakenly believe his name is Virginia. Meanwhile, somewhere else on Barsoom, the Princess of Helium, Dejathoris, is working on a weapon she hopes will help her people win the war against Zodanga. She has discovered the secret of the Ninth Ray, which is the source of the Thern's power, and she believes her invention could turn the tide of the war. However, when she demonstrates the weapon to her father, the King of Helium, one of the Therns who is disguised as one of the king's men, sabotages the machine, causing it to malfunction and explode. At the same time, Dejah's father tells her that Sabthan, the Zodangan king, has proposed a political marriage to Dejah, offering to end the war in exchange for her hand. However, if Dejah agrees, Sabthan would gain control of Helium and ultimately all of Barsoom. Dejah is deeply opposed to this union, however. Her father is desperate for peace, and he sees no alternative. Back in the Thark city, John is still held captive. That night, a Thark woman named Sola gives him a mysterious liquid that enables him to understand their language. The next day, John is forced to demonstrate his incredible jumping ability for the amusement of the Tharks. Before John can act, a battle erupts in the skies above. The armies of Helium and Zodanga are once again fighting, and the Tharks watch the conflict as a form of entertainment, betting on who will win. During the battle, Dejah falls from one of the airships and she manages to barely hold on to the edge. John realizes that she's human, and he leaps into action, using his newfound abilities to save her. Impressed by his skills, the Tharks cheer for John, and he fights alongside Dija against the Zodangan forces. Their efforts help turn the tide of the battle in favor of Helium, but Dija's ship crashes, leaving her stranded with John among the Tharks. Tars Tarkas, impressed by John's courage and abilities, appoints him as his second-in-command, a position John reluctantly accepts. As John and Dija spend more time together, she reveals to him that they are on Mars, known as Barsoom to its inhabitants. John is stunned and initially disbelieves her, explaining that he is from Earth. Dija also struggles to grasp the idea, but she supposes that John's superior strength and ability to leap great distances are due to his denser bone structure and the planet's lower gravity. In an attempt to find a way to return John to Earth, Dija takes him to a forbidden temple of the Tharks. She believes that the temple may hold knowledge about how people travel between worlds, just as John did when he arrived on Barsoom. Sola, the kind Thark woman, follows them, pleading for them to stop before they are discovered. Inside the temple, Dija shows John a statue of the goddess Isis and reads ancient inscriptions on the wall, hoping they will provide answers. However, their presence in the temple is soon discovered, and all three are arrested by the Tharks. They are sentenced to death for defiling the sacred temple. In the meantime, Tars Tarkas took them away to a secluded cell. Once alone, he reveals a secret. Sola is actually his daughter, and he does not want to see her or John executed by the Tharks. So he gives John the medallion and urges him to journey to the river ISS to uncover the mystery of the goddess Isis and find a way back to Earth. Meanwhile, the other Tharks soon discover that their leader has betrayed them. After confirming this, Tal Haegis, who has always opposed Tarkas, seizes control of the Tharks and becomes their new leader. In the meantime, John, Dija, and Sola continue their journey, with Dija leading them toward what she claims is the river ISS. However, Sola reveals that Dija is actually guiding them toward Helium, not the river. When John confronts Dija, she admits that she wanted to take him to Helium to help her in the war. She explains that she had no choice as she's trying to avoid marrying Sabthan. John, feeling deceived, insists on going to the river ISS with Sola, but Dija pleads to accompany them. After hesitating for a while, John finally agrees. The trio sails down the river ISS and arrives at a large, inverted pyramid. Upon reaching the top, they encounter a strange blue energy, which Dija recognizes as the power of the ninth ray. She realizes that this mysterious power is the same as the one she used to create her weapon. Together, they deduce that John's presence on Barsoom was caused by the ninth ray, which somehow transmitted a copy of his physical form from Earth to Mars. Suddenly, an army of war Huns, led by Matai Shang, the leader of the Therns, reach their location. John, not wanting to involve Dija and Sola, chooses to sacrifice himself as he tells them to escape. However, at a point, the attack becomes overwhelming, but the King of Helium sends reinforcements, and together, they defeat the war Huns. John is injured and barely alive when he is rescued by the Helium soldiers. Upon reaching Helium, Dija is reunited with her father, the king. She is shocked to find Sabthan there, who has come without weapons or soldiers. That was when Sabthan officially asks for Dija's hand in marriage to bring an end to the war. Reluctantly, Dija agrees, as she sees no other way to stop the conflict between Helium and Zodanga. In the meantime, Carter is taken to Zodanga, where he is held captive in a guarded room. Upon waking, he wondered how he had arrived there and worried about Dija Thoris, hoping she was safe and would reconsider her marriage to Sabthar. Soon Kantos Kan, one of the captains from Helium, enters the room and informs Carter that they were in Zodanga and that he had come to rescue him. He asked Carter to pretend to be his hostage so they could escape together. Still confused at the strange request, Carter is forced to comply as Kantos Kan grabs his arm and pretends Carter had captured him. Together, they left the room, and Kantos asked Carter if he could jump onto a nearby tower as guards pursued them. Carter made the leap to the tower, where they found Dija in a room, dressed in a beautiful gown. She thanked Kantos for bringing Carter to her and dismissed the servants. After they left, Dija begged Carter to stay with her and fight for her people, but he refused. She noticed the ring on his finger and understood that he had lost another woman he had loved. Eventually, Dija gave Carter the medallion and taught him the words that would send him back to Earth, wishing him happiness. Though hesitant to leave, Carter recited the words as Zodangan soldiers knocked on the door. He disappeared just before they entered, leaving Dija heartbroken but hiding her emotions. After Sabthar and his men left with Dija, an old woman who had been guarding the room returned. She sensed that Carter was still in the room, and as a matter of fact, John was actually hiding in the ceiling. The old woman used a blue beam to catch him and revealed herself as Matai Shang, leader of the Therns. He tells Carter that the Therns were behind Mars's destruction and disguised himself as a Zodangan officer to lead Carter outside. He soon changes back into the old woman, and Matai Shang casually mentioned that Dija and anyone who knew about the Ninth Ray would die after the wedding. He explained that the Therns sided with Sabthan because he was easily manipulated, but their true goal is to rule all of Barsoom through him. Just as Matai Shang is about to kill John, the Thark's dog guarding John comes to his rescue, biting off Matai Shang's wrist device and freeing John. He quickly escapes and hijacks a flying craft to stop Dija's wedding to Sabthan. However, John, unfamiliar with the controls, crash lands near the Thark's territory. John is once again captured by the Tharks and held alongside Tarkas, who had been severely beaten. Tal Hagus, who is now the leader of the Tharks, forces John and Tarkas to fight massive white apes as a spectacle for the Tharks. However, John uses his enhanced strength, and he manages to defeat the apes in front of the Tharks. Soon after, he challenges Tal Hagus to a duel and swiftly defeats him, thereby becoming the new leader of the Tharks. He then convinces the Tharks to join him in the battle against Zodanga. Together, John and the Tharks head to Helium to stop the wedding of Sabthan and Dija. They arrive just in time to interrupt the ceremony. Sabthan, realizing his plan is at risk, attempts to kill Dija, but John intervenes and saves her. A fierce battle breaks out between the soldiers of Helium and Zodanga. With the Tharks fighting on Helium's side, Zodanga is quickly defeated. Despite their victory, Matai Shang escapes, taking John's medallion with him. After the battle, John decides that he will remain on Mars and marry Dija, choosing not to return to Earth. Agreeing to the marriage, Dija marries John, and the people of Helium celebrate their union, and John is now the Prince of Helium. The next morning, John and Dija are on a balcony, enjoying their new life together. However, when Dija steps inside and John is alone in the balcony, he decides to toss the medallion into the river below. Suddenly, Matai Shang reappears and uses his medallion to send John back to Earth before he can react. When John wakes up, he is back in the cave on Earth. Time has passed, as he now has a long beard, and Colonel Powell's remains suggest that years have gone by since John was first transported to Mars. John searches for the medallion, but finds nothing. Now wealthy from the gold he had found in the cave, John starts a mining corporation and spends the next 10 years searching for another medallion. Eventually, he finds one. John is overjoyed, but knows that the Therns have been watching him all this time. He realizes that his body on Earth must be protected, as any harm to it could result in his death on both Earth and Mars. This is why he built a mausoleum that can only be opened from the inside. His apparent death had been orchestrated so he could return to Mars undisturbed. In his diary, John writes that he wants Edgar to protect his mausoleum from the Therns, offering him the wealth he has accumulated in return. After reading the diary, Edgar is left in shock. He rushes to the mausoleum and tries to open it using a secret password, which turns out to be Ned, the name John used to call Edgar when he was a child. As the doors open, Edgar is confronted by a Thern, who has been watching him, waiting for an opportunity to kill John. However, before the Thern can strike, someone shoots him from behind. To Edgar's astonishment, it is John, alive and well. It turns out that John never found another medallion. He had faked his death to lure a Thern and steal theirs. John takes the Thern's medallion and prepares to return to Mars. Before leaving, he entrusts Edgar with the task of protecting his mausoleum, knowing that the Therns may continue to pose a threat. John lies down inside the mausoleum, recites the chant that activates the medallion, and returns to Mars to reunite with Dija. If you love this video, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thanks for watching.